spoken, sexually charged comedy has won praise from the Chicago Tribune, CNN, The Guardian, and the New York Times, and has earned her an Emerging Comedian of New York Award and a Webby nomination. Sarah is currently working on Agorafabulous for William Morrow, a division of HarperCollins, a book based on her critically acclaimed solo show about panic attacks and agoraphobia. Please welcome Sara Benicasa.
Thank you guys. This is so fun. I can tell you right now that none of this will be sexually charged comedy, in case anyone was out here for that. I don't want to disappoint you, but I know that most of you are here for extra credit, which is awesome. Who's getting extra credit for being here?
Yeah.
That's usually how it works. Whenever I show up somewhere, they're like, that girl is so cool. Extra credit for you. I actually used to be a high school teacher very briefly in New Mexico, and my students never wanted to go to any events, and I would be like, you can have extra credit if you go to the basketball game and then you write a poem about it. And they were like, okay, that sounds great. So I'm really glad that you're here. I kind of feel a little weird about standing behind the podium, so I'm just going to kind of stand in front of it. No, I'm not. I'm going to stand behind it. I'm definitely going to stand behind it. So I'm really glad that you guys are here. I really appreciate being here. I love speaking at community colleges in particular because when I go to other schools, sometimes I get the feeling the students are just there because they want to sleep in a dorm room for 4 years. And when I go to a community college, generally what I find is that the students who are there really want to go to college. Maybe not the college they're at right now, but they definitely want to go to college and they're really, really committed to it. And also, you guys tend to have real lives, like, you know, friends, family, jobs. Anyone have a job? Yeah, I've heard that. And sometimes kids and extended family. So I find that I tend to be talking to people. You guys have real lives that you have to contend with, and you have real life stressors. And that's not to diss the other kids I talk to, but generally, if I'm speaking at a community college, the kids aren't like, so our biggest problem is that the cafeteria won't serve vegan mozzarella sticks. You know, there's real world actual problems like paying the rent. And that's fantastic. Now, I want to know, how many of you here are the first person in your family to go to college? A few of you, cool, all right. Now, how many of you here aren't necessarily getting as much, let's say, emotional or financial support from your family as you would prefer? More of you, okay, got it. And how many of you would say right now that you're kind of stressed out? That's a lot. And I bet if I were here during midterms, which I guess is probably November for you guys, I bet. Oh, they're happening now? Oh, wow. Okay, that's super stressful. Is everyone okay? You guys, you're all gonna pass. You're gonna do it. I believe in all of you. It's gonna be great. So, college is actually really stressful, and it's not just hanging around and finger painting for 4 years, which sometimes people in our family think it is. I'm sure you've heard it. No, it's cool. There's an alien inside that speaker. I bring him with me to every gig that I do, and this is my buddy. So I think that it's actually a lot more stressful to be in college than people give you credit for, because people think, oh, college, awesome, the best years of your life. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes college can be difficult. It can be lonely. It can be particularly hard if you're trying to juggle a job with it. It can be even harder if you're trying to juggle a job and a family with it. So we're getting a lot of rumbling. Should I just take this off? Because we've got a good crowd and, you know, I feel like they can handle it. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to shout. I'm Italian. It's sort of natural to me. No, I think I'll go with that. And I'm just sort of gently exposing myself to you. So anyway, college is stressful for a number of reasons, not the least of which is pressure. How many of you feel some degree of pressure to succeed? That's good, because if you didn't feel any pressure, were here because you're studying psychology, human behavior, anything like that, this might be that portion of the proceedings for you. So when I was in college, I went through a really deep, dark depression, a dark suicidal depression, which is weird to talk about suicide on a beautiful day here with all you extremely, like, weirdly overly attractive people, which I always find in Southern California, wherever I am. It's just between, like, San Diego and Los Angeles. Everybody's hot. And I kind of hate you for it, but I'm going to keep talking. So, you know, I got really stressed out and I got really depressed. And depression and anxiety and mental illness run in my family. I am the fourth generation in my family to have been hospitalized at one point or another for mental illness. So I believe that it's true when you talk about what's called genetic loading. So when we talk about looking at a family tree, it's just sort of got a lot of crazy stuff happening, like all the branches are kind of falling off. I genuinely don't believe that mental illness is all in your head, even though it is. I don't believe that people who are mentally ill, who are depressed, who are anxious, or who have ADHD are just, you know, not tough enough, just aren't hacking it. They're just, you know, they just need to like buck up. How many of you have ever felt really crappy and gotten a message from someone in your life, well, just tough it out. This is just the way life is. Right. And you know what? I think, I mean, look, like, my boyfriend is in the Army. He's in Afghanistan right now. Sometimes he just has to tough stuff out. I was talking to him this morning, and he was like, yeah, we got rocketed again this morning, and it's going to happen again later today. And I said, how do you deal with that? He said, I just tough it out. And that's okay, because you kind of just have to tough it out. You go in the bunker and chill out, and you wait. And he's actually a really mentally healthy person, which is probably good for him. Me, not so much. I'm like, I miss you. And he's like, I miss you too, but we played basketball yesterday on base. It was pretty great. And I'm like, who are you? Why are we going out? So there are some things you just have to tough it out, right? If your car breaks down on the side of the road, you just have to tough it out. Certain things you shouldn't just have to tough it out. With depression, with debilitating anxiety, and what's going on inside your head is preventing you from accomplishing pretty basic tasks. You don't need to just tough it out, you need some help. You know, for me, even coming from a family where, you know, a lot of people had gone through mental illness. I mean, everyone in my family has been through. Everyone in my family has been on some kind of medication at some point.